you guys watched the live video with Jay and I on Rabbit Transit, you'll recognize this engine. This is the 400 that came with the 727 that I bought. And I'm going to dig into it a little bit. It's frozen solid, so I'm assuming it's not good. But there are some things you can do before you try to turn it over to make sure you don't hurt it. Unfortunately, Mother Nature is drunk, and she just won't stop. But No Name Nationals is less than 6 months away, and I don't have time to wait for it to stop, so let's get into this. So one of the first things you always want to do before you try to turn it over, the first thing I actually do is check the oil. If it's got none in it, and it came out of a junkyard, there's a good chance that the oil pan had rotted off of it, and there's no oil in it. Or the engine was already hurt, and that's why the car got, junked. If the oil is brand new looking, I'm not too concerned, but then usually there's no reason to change oil and just have it sit. So this oil doesn't look terrible, but it's definitely low, like 2 quarts low. That could be either used oil before it got parked, or it wasn't taken care of, which is common, unfortunately. The next thing I do is I pull all the spark plugs out. Mostly because if it does turn over, I'll spray some stuff down the cylinders, but also because if you do get to turn over, I don't want any compression whatsoever. So let's get those out quick. Wow, when is the last time you saw one of those non-resistor spark plugs? Crazy. Autolite resistor 86. That made the radio sound great. Much easier to do out of the car, by the way. These big block Chryslers are not known for being easy to get plugs in and out of them. Alright. Next thing I'm going to do is pull the valve cover. I'll show you why in a second. We need to pick up one of them things. Jesus. Kind of sludgy. Not the worst I've seen. Now that we got the valve cover off, next step is going to be to pull the rocker shaft off, because I don't want to turn it over with any of the valves being able to move. Surprisingly, there's still liquid oil in the bottom of the head. Well, if this core is any good, none of this is getting reused. I just don't want to do any more damage than it's probably already done. The reason I'm taking the rocker shaft off and I don't want the valves to move is because if an engine's been sitting for 20, 30, 40 years and you try to turn it over and the valves are stuck, pistons and valves, you're going to have a date. It's not going to end very well either. Doesn't look too bad in there. None of the valves look broken. They're all at the same height. Let's see that or not. Hopefully that's a good sign. So, I'll try to bring you over so you can hear this better. The difference in a valve that's stuck, which is solid thud, to you hear the spring. It's solid stuck. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. We got two valves that are stuck for sure. Next step is to repeat the same thing on the other side. Get them taken off. So for the meantime, I'm going to just pull this off. Put the garage. It's not completely filling up the water. That push rod's bent, so already I know we're in for some trouble. These are all looking a little worse for the wear. But we get the other side up, show you where we're at. If you look, we have a couple of valves that are open right now, namely this guy right here. So when we pull the rocker shaft off, that spring or that valve should release back up because there's no tension on it. If it doesn't, and I would have tried to turn it over, it would have smashed the valve into the piston and broken it off. So that's what we want to try to avoid. Let me just get the rest of this ripped off quick. I'll show you. Memphis? No. Texarkana? No. Phoenix? One of them towns, we have a problem. Sure wish I could have gotten this on the good old recording machine. But I took the rocker shaft off. Gave her a little poppy pop. And it poppy popped right back at me. Oh no. That valve is still stuck down too, but at this point it's obviously irrelevant because that is the keeper in the spring. Come on, focus, damn it. And where the head of a valve used to be attached to. That's a problem, folks. Looks like this thing's coming apart before we even try to turn it over. Well, I guess that means to be continued. Stick around for the next one. Have a good day. I'm gonna shovel some more. It is pretty though. This is bullshit. This is the weather here in Wisconsin. It just doesn't end until it's like 98 and humid. That's our two seasons. 98 and humid, 15 degrees and snowing. Why do I live here? Why?